My name is Stephen Hill. I'm an English guitar maker living in Spain. I make Spanish guitars, which you'd think would be pretty odd for an Englishman to be making Spanish guitars. I've got 20 years experience of making my instruments. About 2.5 years ago I decided to move with my family to Spain. I live in La Herradura, which is a small coastal town on the Costa Tropical in Granada province. And a very nice town set around the bay, Horseshoe Bay. And it's a town that's quite devoted to tourism, but it has, I think it's still one of the last unspoilt towns along this stretch of coast, certainly, and with a good, strong Spanish community. My workshop is, however, about 20 minutes drive inland in a small hamlet called El Rescate, which means the rescue. This is a small collection of houses, ruins, dogs, old people, almond trees, olive trees, avocado trees, and my little house called Casa del Guitarrero. When I first came here, obviously I bought the house as a foreigner, as an English person, and they viewed me with slight suspicion. And as they realised I could speak Spanish and I wasn't up to no good, they received me quite well, and I began to be able to have great conversations with some of the villagers about the history of the place and things. And it used to be a very strong centre. Lots of people came to have dances, village dances. There always used to be lots of fiestas here. People would come with their mules or walking and come and spend the night, probably drink lots of the local wine, which is pretty strong. And when I then moved my workshop here a few months ago, they, in a sense, received me with a different quality, realising that they had in their community someone who came from quite a deep place within their own culture, even though I was English. It was quite a curiosity for them, I think, really. And lots of people have knocked on my door and had a look around, some of the kids around who come up for weekends, and some of the people who live here. And they're quite amazed to see what goes on. And I talk quite a lot about my work, and it must seem like quite a unique thing for them, and also quite a strange thing as well, as foreigner in the village.
Ahora, a mí me parece de primera, un extranjero, un inglés, que esté aquí haciendo guitarra española y dando clases, una alegría.
And so my house is now the venue currently for my own work and also for my students. I teach guitar making to quite a few different people, and I currently run an evening class on 2 nights a week, and some of my students from the locality around here come up and we spend nice sessions guitar making, which is lovely. It gives the place a bit of a buzz and a bit of excitement, and the villagers all know that my students are coming tonight. They ask me, are your students coming tonight? Los alumnos? I say, yeah, they're coming tonight at 5. And so they're curious as to what happens in there. And little by little I hope to maybe start teaching to some of the Spaniards. And I think this might be a great opportunity to perhaps revitalise the culture of the guitar here, which would go hand in hand with the Andres Segovia International Guitar Competition and the various flamenco people that do live in the locality. So this is a story waiting to be told. This is actually the second workshop I've had in La Herradura. I've been here for about 4 months and set the whole place up on 2 levels. On this floor here, I have all my power tools. I have a bandsaw, I have a sander thicknesser. This is the dirty, dusty part of the operation. Everything's downstairs, and all the rough, raw cuttings and things I put straight into my fireplace to keep myself warm. Coming upstairs into this lovely space with all my hand tools positioned around me, this is where I follow on from the basic preparation of the material, going through the process of construction, the bending of the sides, the putting into the mould, the gluing on the back, the preparation of all the inlays and the bindings. The fingerboard goes on up here, the bridge goes on up here, and then I do all the polishing to achieve a beautiful finish on the instrument. This is the first stage of guitar making, the preparation of the neck from its basic raw material. This is called cedrela odorata, or in English layman's terms, smelly cedar. It's a beautiful smell. So I'm going to start by planing in the vise. Basic woodwork. So we go from here, a plank, to an almost finished neck. Lots more work to do. Just marking out the shape of the heel. El tacón. And I'm going to start carving this nice flamenco pointy heel. The majority of my clients are and were from the UK and still are from the UK. Now this can pose problems because you may think coming to Spain would have given me more kudos. Coming to Spain, I've now got Granada on my label, being one of the capitals of the guitar world, and this would have given me a lot of kudos, which it has, and it will continue to do so. But the experience of a player ordering an instrument is that they're there and they come to the workshop, they see the instrument being made, and for them that's a very important aspect of ordering an instrument. If then you order an instrument and you're 2,000 miles away from your client in England, there's a lot more based on trust, a lot more reliance on things like email, telephone, letter even. And it's a completely different experience. So I've had to reassure a lot of my customers that I haven't just disappeared up some mountain track, which of course I have. And in the early days of my being here, I did actually lose a couple of customers because they wanted to have the experience of being there and seeing the instrument. So that was a bit of a shock for me. I assumed that they would think it would be a positive thing, which most of the people do. So coming here, obviously, for me it's starting afresh, it's starting new. I've got my orders, but I'm having to recreate how I'm going to be working. And so I'm now fundamentally focusing on my instruments. And then here we have the finished heel. It's a beautiful form.